In AD 30, Jesus died on the cross, was buried, and rose on the third day. By AD 31, the church was growing in Jerusalem, faced persecution, and was spreading throughout the known world, carrying the message of Jesus. When faced with challenges, God's people seek His kingdom first. The gospel continued to spread, and by 1700 was thriving in the New World through the Great Awakening. The Southern Baptist Convention was formed in 1845 in Augusta, Georgia, with the intention of taking the gospel westward. In the 1920s, William Helton moved from Kentucky and began the first Southern Baptist churches north of the Ohio River. In 1953, the Greater Dayton Association of Baptists was formed, and in 1954, the State Convention of Baptists in Ohio. But there were no Baptist churches reaching Kettering. When faced with challenges, God's people seek His kingdom first. In July of 1956, the Home Mission Board and the State Convention of Baptists in Ohio hosted a VBS at Beavertown Elementary School. Over 100 people attended. Later that month, West Moraine Baptist Church felt called to start Kettering Baptist Mission and began meeting at Ryan's hardware store at the corner of Dorothy Lane and Wilmington Pike. 1957 would prove to be a huge year for the church. They would transition from a mission to a church, call Thomas Gordon their first pastor, and purchase land on Brownlee Road for their first building. The church moved into the new building in June of 1958 and continued to live on mission. When faced with challenges, God's people seek His kingdom first. They continued to grow, and it became clear to the church in 2002 that if they were going to continue to reach people, they needed to relocate. This led to the purchase of 75 acres on Swigert Road in Sugar Creek Township. In 2007, the building was completed, and the church experienced some initial growth. However, the economic downturn of 2008 took its toll on the people and put the church under extreme pressure because of debt from the new building. When faced with challenges, God's people seek His kingdom first. Since that time, the church has rebounded, and in 2018 we faced a shortage of space for our kids and students that led to an expansion of ministry spaces. But God was still not done. In 2019, after cooperation with Pastor Brian and East Dayton Baptist Church, FBK became one church in 2 locations, with the launching of the church at Eastmont. In 2020, the global pandemic led to the start of online streaming. And now, people are returning to worship, and we are renewing our commitment to be a people for the kingdom, a church committed to groups ministry, hospitality, going on mission, empowering the next generation, and multiplying leaders. When faced with challenges, God's people put His kingdom first. We must trust God in the challenges ahead. We must be a church for the kingdom.